Hello, and welcome to iCaveDave Live for Movember. Welcome. Don't know if anyone's actually here, but here we are. Yeah, basically, we were getting super late in the day, and I thought, you know what, let's do a live video, because we haven't done one for quite some time. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world of Apple right now, so why not jump in, and we'll have a good chat and a chinwag about exactly what's going on in the world of Apple. So if you are here, do say hello in the chat as quick as you can so that I can make sure I know that real humans are here. I know it's a little bit of a weird one today, but yeah, it's been a busy day at work, and I just thought this is probably the best way to sort of have a chat, see what you guys are thinking of the videos so far, because I know they've been a little bit different from what we've done in the past, and really see what we can do more for you guys in the future. So let's talk about it. I have got a couple of questions from the Patreons, which we are going to jump into really quickly. Let me just grab those up now. So, the first one that we had is a question from Marcin Kowalczyk. How's the iOS 26.1 battery life going for you? Is it any better since September's release? I feel the whole liquid glass thing is more resource hungry. Somehow, all the best, Marcin. Well, lovely, great question. For me, a little bit tricky to answer. That's the only problem, because I am still using a super old iPhone 12 Pro as my kind of daily driver right now, after the whole mugging thing, and the battery on it is shot. However, the way that I've been managing the battery for it, I don't think it's particularly worse than it has been on the previous versions, and actually on the regular 12 that I've got, which has a much better quality battery, I wouldn't say there's really any difference between this and iOS last version, whatever it was. Should we say 19? I think it was 18, I think. So I wouldn't say it's particularly hard on the battery. I don't think it's particularly resource intensive, I would say. I could be wrong on that. But for me, the way that I manage the battery through the day, and I sort of touched on this a little bit in the everyday carry video that we did, is that, in all honesty, I do get to charge it in the car while I'm driving along. So I've got the ESR MagSafe mount with Qi 2 in the car, which also cools the phone at the same time. And typically, I will go out and do a day's work. I'll be jumping in and out of the car, and then by the end of the day when I get home, my phone is fully charged. So I can't really complain at that. I would say probably the new iPhones have been incredible on battery, according to pretty much everyone that I've spoken to. I am still looking to get a more recent phone. Probably a 17 Pro is the one that I've got my eye on. I really want that kind of McLaren Papaya Cosmic Orange. It looks just so good. It looks so good to me. That's the one that I would love to have. But at the moment, a little bit out of the price range. Hopefully we can fix that. Obviously, throughout this particular live stream, we have got the Movember QR code up on the screen. So if you want to donate to support men's mental health, that's the place to do it. Scan that with your phone, or I will make sure that there is a link in afterwards for this, but every other video that we've been doing recently has got the link in it. That's why I'm without my traditional beard right now, because it has all been shaved off so that we can do a bit of a fundraiser. Currently, I'm winning for work, which is great. Out of the guys that are doing it at work, there's 6 of us, and we are very much top of the table with iCaveDave, which is great fun. But yeah, normally we get a bunch of people in on the live streams here, and I don't see anyone, which is very disappointing. But this, as I say, this was kind of my backup. Oh, we have got a few people in the watching, but nobody has decided to chat. Do say hello. Do jump into the live chat, because basically the reason that we are here is so that I can answer your questions. That is why we do these live streams, so that we can have a chat in real time. So please do jump into the comments and at least let me know where you're watching from, and what you've thought of the videos that we've been doing over the past few days. I suppose we're on day 5. It's day 6 technically, because I launched this on Halloween. But yeah, let me know how you are getting on, how you are enjoying the videos. Let's pop over to Mac Rumors and have a quick look at what the latest news stories are, because it's always fun to sort of go through stuff in real time. The big one, which for some reason is the top of Mac Rumors today, is that Mac OS is going to be, well, Siri in general is going to be leaning on Gemini from Google to help to run it in future. Now, we've kind of heard this already, but this seems to be some expansion from Bloomberg. The current Apple Intelligence model uses, I think, 1.5 billion nodes, I think it's called. What do they call them on here? 1.5 billion parameters, and this Gemini version will use 1 trillion. So it's a massive leap up in terms of the capability. I think it's going to make a big difference. But this is apparently also going to be running on Apple's own private cloud compute. The thing that I'm more interested in is what Apple can do on device with Apple Intelligence, because I think the stuff that you can do without having to use any servers at all is what's actually going to be really important going forwards. The cost of running AI infrastructure is enormous because of the compute power, because of the cooling, because of all of that sort of stuff. What Apple has done really well is shifting a lot of that compute power onto the device. So every iPhone, I think since about the iPhone 12, possibly even earlier, has had neural engines built in for machine learning, which is the kind of stuff that can be kind of pushed in towards the more kind of standard AI today. And the M5 generation and the latest iPhone chips are 4 times faster at AI operations than the previous generation, and that's because of these sort of AI engines that are built into all of the GPU cores, which is going to be very, very important with that kind of thing. And it just means that Apple should never need to charge you a subscription to use Apple Intelligence. It should be one of those things that you get as a part of owning the device. I don't think there's going to be premium Apple Intelligence. That's my hope. That's my belief based on what's going on. And when it says that Apple will be paying Google $1 billion a year to use this, that's basically a $1 billion discount off of what Google would have been paying Apple anyway to use Google as the default search engine, which has been a huge earner for Apple, something like $20 billion a year, something in that kind of ballpark. What else do we have? I mean, we've got... You can tell it's a slow news day because Mac Rumors has got record low price on the MacBook Pro M5. We've got deals on MacBook Airs at $749 with M4. That's bonkers, but I guess we are now at Black Friday kind of time of year, so there's going to be some pretty good offers out there on maybe last year's hardware more than this year's. We've got AI modes coming to Chrome on the iPhone and the iPad. Could not care much less about that. Nintendo App Store launches on iPhone with a feature that fans will love. Now, I'm assuming that's going to be part of what's going on in Japan, where Apple has just sort of moved over to allowing these third-party app stores because of regulation changes over there. Other than that, it's very, very slow news. There is one thing, though, that's quite interesting here. The M5 Ultra chip is coming to the Mac Studio in 2026. So this is one of those things where the Ultra chips don't always get updated. Now, will it also come to the Mac Pro? This is something that we've been kind of talking about. Is the Mac Pro dead? Is Apple ever going to update it again? Or is this just dead in the water and done with? I have a feeling that it's not going to get updated because right now it uses an M2 Ultra. They didn't even update it when the M3 Ultra came to the studio. So it doesn't look promising to me. And I think really the only people that are using Mac Pros at this point are, at least the current generation, are people who very much need to have that kind of rack mount maybe, or have ridiculous amounts of onboard storage. Now, I don't know how many people do need that much onboard storage. Surely it would make more sense to use a NAS or some kind of network attached solution. But, there are people that need that. Yeah, I think that kind of covers all of the new news, which is why it was such a struggle today. Now, one video that I am planning, well, there's actually a couple that I've got in the works. The first one is going to be using macOS with the touchscreen because I've got a touch display here from um, Espresso, which is fantastic. It's a 4K, I think 17-inch touch display, and it's incredible. However, how well does macOS Tahoe work on it in touch mode? We will find out. That's going to be interesting. The other thing that I've got planned is to do a kind of review of all of the Apple Silicon chips from when M1 was kind of introduced, maybe even from like the A12X and the A12Z, all the way to what we have now. Not just the M chips, but also the A chips, and sort of plotting how quick they are based on the different devices, because some devices, even though they have like an M chip, will have different clock speeds, that kind of thing, based on how much work is going, like how much heat they dissipate, that kind of thing. So I think that's going to be an interesting one to see. And I think there's a lot of people skeptical about the A18 running a Mac-based operating system. However, doing that I think is going to be absolutely fantastic because it's got so much power. It's going to be so much quicker than using the M1 itself. So, I mean, it doesn't look like we're going to be gaining a huge number of people for this stream. It was a bit last minute. We might do one again next week, but we'll try and, actually tell you when it's coming next week. So I might knock this one on the head a little bit quickly, unless anyone's got any questions to ask in the chat. But I wanted to make sure that I fulfilled my obligation for Movember and got my video out for the day, even if it is just a 15-minute kind of chat, a little bit of a review of what's going on, a little bit of the idea of why I'm doing all of this. And if you've enjoyed this, please leave a like below. If you haven't, that's fine. Just don't watch it again. I don't mind. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, if you did, and